Ooh.
Folks in the wind. All we are is folks in the wind.
You know, that's a lot better than what I was singing. Let's go, okay, go intro, now go.
It's the GroupCast podcast, a show about stuff like stupid jokes and Charlie folks and random ass topics with Case and Wes and special guests like Fred and Danny, Kyle, Riley, LYNX there too. This is their theme song, it's pretty cool. Just don't ask Wes to sing the rest cause he'll forget the words, so sit right down and gather round, but not too close because they were so ugly that everyone died. Podcast.
Don't tell me how to live my life.
Welcome to GroupCast.
Hello.
So it began again.
Hello.
Hi.
Episode 101 Dalmatians. With the same exact people from last week.
It is,
It is
isn't
the same
it?
exact people.
It's-
Oh my
it's-
God.
Well, except for Short of Wall.
Yeah. Good.
They're not different at all.
It's another Dijon Mustard episode.
Yeah. What?
Deja
What?
mustard.
Dijon Mustard was my stupid way of saying deja vu.
I heard.
Because
I noticed.
back
How
to
could we have possibly figured that?
Possibly.
How could we have possibly
Dijon
forgotten?
Mustard.
How could we have possibly?
Shut up.
How could we possum?
That's lemon.
I've seen a lot of dead ones lately.
As
Yeah.
always, I am Big Wes. Playing with dead possums with Erica,
Oh, possum.
Lennon.
You got your friend Randy.
That was terrifying. Casey,
Terrifyingly accurate.
you're not Casey.
Wouldn't have nothing if I didn't have Randy.
Dave.
Welcome to the GroupCast. Screaming ensues.
Woo.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay,
Like that.
My point exactly.
Our, by the way, it would please you guys to know that total 27 people viewed our 100th episode.
Hey, that's 27.
sweet.
Yeah.
How
Cool.
sweet of them.
Can you tell who looked at it, or just you know that 27?
but it was,
Hulu looked at it.
our peak was 7 people at one time, but it was 27 people total.
Oh.
Sick.
I bet.
Also, I have a little bit of sad news, you guys.
I melted
You're dying.
once.
Robin
No.
Williams
Stacey.
is dead.
Stacy melted.
John Williams. John Williams.
John Williams.
John Rivers.
Wes
Get
Williams.
You said John Williams.
John Williams.
John Williams is dead.
John Williams is
I
wife.
actually do have some sad
Oh,
news.
God.
I recently found out from a trusted source
I'm
that
gay.
Wait, he's gay or you're gay?
He's gay.
Not yet.
How trusted is this?
It's his penis, obviously.
Can I please?
No, you can't.
Go
I'm sorry.
ahead. Go ahead.
I learned recently from a trusted source that Denny Horatio has Parkinson's.
Oh God.
Oh, that's bad.
Courtesy of Stacy.
Oh, that's awesome.
She texted me at about 3 in the morning saying, "Hey, Denny has Parkinson's." And I was like, "Oh, okay."
I liked you
I
being
think
gay
I'm
better.
I think I'm gonna have to write that down right now.
I found out by a trusted.
That's funny as hell. How did we not think of that like a month ago?
I don't know,
Parkinson's.
but I love it. The thing about Stacy is she's a complete wild card with jokes.
She is.
She's
It's-
completely silent for like 5 years.
That's why I feel that it's fitting and appropriate that she's the one that came up with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty something.
Also, that whole like outburst during one of our episodes where she was like, "Where's the baby?"
Oh, that was. I listened to that episode the other day.
Yeah.
Actually, that was a good episode. That was Moose in the Hoose, wasn't it?
Moose in the Hoop.
It was either that one or Concept of Brown. Both of those are good.
I didn't listen to that one recently, so it must have been Moose in the Hoose.
Whatever. Anyway,
Callbacks.
I listened to that and Keith Paradise is one episode.
we need to have him back and call that one
Sure.
I have yet to get to listen
2
to
Tickets to Paradise.
I haven't gotten to listen to last week.
I am determined every time he's on the show to make a pun out of his name.
Okay.
Just
to spite him. Oh yeah. How can you live any other way?
Take me down to the Paradise City.
Chief Paradise.
Because we did
That's his Indian
we
name.
did Groupcast in Paradise, and Paradise Lost.
Yeah.
So nowhere to go but up, really.
I thought it was
Yep.
bitches with
Or
wolves.
down, depending on how you look at it.
Bitches with clams.
That's what I thought it was.
Speaking of bitches and clams.
Yeah.
Clams and slaps?
Start things out on a kind of sort of serious note. What?
Oh, I was going to ask you about this. Go ahead.
About what?
He's gay
Maybe
too.
it's not what I thought.
That was
No,
Maybe
go
it's
ahead.
They were each other's source.
I think I'm more interested in what you have to say.
Because this isn't what I thought it was, I can tell right now, you never emailed that chick back, did you?
I did.
Casey did.
About fucking time somebody did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna check right now to see if
Has she even gotten back to you?
I don't think so.
Oh,
I
you took too
believe
long.
I
She
checked
probably
again.
said, well, they don't want me.
This is Randy Newman.
So she deleted her fake email account.
It had been a month.
Yeah.
I would like you to be a part of one of my songs.
We did get an email from a 16-year-old in Lewisberry, and she's like, "Yeah, I would love to do it." Like an equally awesome email, but she's 16 from Lewisberry.
Okay.
How far away is that?
So,
It's like an hour, a little more than an hour.
Is that
are we
near
gonna go
Harrisburg
pick
or
her
something?
up?
I don't know.
Then what the fuck do we
Yeah,
care?
well, it doesn't matter.
She's
I don't
16,
want
she
to
can
make a
drive.
16-year-old drive an hour for something like
Well,
that.
if that's
If
what
she wants it, she can
do
fucking
it.
do it.
She's volunteering for this.
Oh, fine, whatever. Then I'll have you in
Can I-
charge of
can
the
I just
things.
say-
Go ahead.
Charles in charge.
Was that one of the songs
in
too?
charge of our dates and our emails.
Charge! You know that was coming. Anyway,
Jesus.
I just want to say,
I was going to do something.
you were so
I
adamant
doubt that.
about getting someone new on the show,
And then I just gave up.
and then you gave up.
Yep. Yeah, you did.
Well, I had a job
It
somewhere
kind of
between
involved
there.
more than one step, so that was
Yeah.
about it.
Alright,
Okay.
go on with your thing.
So, yeah, a little more serious note now that's been ruined. Speaking of clams and bitches and shit. Has anyone heard, I believe it was in California, of the lesbian couple that had a kid?
Oh, yeah.
By a sperm donor.
Yeah.
And the sperm bank screwed up and they gave them black people sperm.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they're all upset because their kid's black.
Okay.
And I heard it on the news.
Why would you be upset about that?
I
Should they
know!
Just not care?
Did you hear that?
It's wildly
That happened to
unexpected.
a Nazi
Yes.
couple too, just recently. Nazi
Really?
couple got black sperm on accident,
Black
irony.
sperm.
Black sperm.
and obviously they didn't know it. And then
it's
out
really
comes
hard
a
to get
black
out of
baby.
your clothes.
Well, I saw this on the news either yesterday or the day before.
It was a couple
before I
days
went to
ago.
work.
Yeah.
And like this dyke bitch is like in tears.
Wow.
Well,
okay.
And he uses
Well-
that to the full. That's-
Setting
yeah.
the bar low, are we?
Yeah.
She's like in tears. Like I love my daughter. She's a blessing.
But she's black.
She's awesome.
Come on, guys, really?
But she's black.
Who gives a fuck?
And that's what I said. It's like 6 o'clock in the morning. Like, who the fuck cares?
Yeah.
You love your kid. You think your kid is the best thing ever. Color should make no difference. Yes, the people that gave you the sperm fucked up.
You know he said something.
So, I know he did, because I looked and he did.
Okay.
Yes, they fucked up huge.
So my
But
It's
fan.
not
Still.
that huge.
But still,
Inaudible hand wave.
on it, in all reality,
At that point,
it
Wes
is
waved his
kind of
hands
huge
around.
because if you and I now that I'm about to say this, it sounds really terrible. If you ordered a white child and you were given a black one,
Well.
like that's not what you paid for, and that's a non-returnable, non-refundable item.
Just don't eat the steak, and then you won't get your money back.
What?
So apparently Charlie likes rugby.
Can he?
I'd love to
What,
imagine him
Jay?
playing rugby.
I don't
Can
know,
he
but
even
all I
play
know
it?
is that he's against the team, the All Blacks.
Okay. The All Blacks are good though.
But yeah, they
Probably
are.
do
They're very
that
good.
just because of that.
It's gotta be.
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna keep looking.
Yeah, that.
It's like an Australian team where those
Now
guys
imagine
No,
are
they're
like
New
super
Zealand.
right.
Rugby outfit.
New Zealand.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's New
Get it
Zealand.
right, you dick.
How about those zombies in Africa?
Stupid
Lennon, did you hear
You mean
about that?
Ebola? What?
Yeah, no, it has to do with that. People who have Ebola, they've been dying, and they found it's only been happening in a couple women that were between the ages of 40 and 60.
Uh-huh.
But
They've been eating
a
people's
couple
faces.
days or
Did
yeah.
they order a black kid, but they
They
got a
did.
white one instead?
Yep. But
You just want to fucking trade?
a couple days after they died, they came back to life, and they were clearly dead, like no vital signs, nothing. And then suddenly, like, hey guys, what's going on?
They said exactly that.
And they
too.
took a
Go away,
they
give
took
me
a
a
picture of the
cheeseburger.
first one to quote unquote rise. It's fucking terrifying
I-
looking.
Huh.
I haven't heard of this. Why haven't
This
I
was
heard of this?
today was the first time, and I only saw one link. I was like, "Yeah, this is real." So I looked it
I've
up,
been
and
in
there
the
are
news
and
all
there's
day.
like 1,500 million links about it.
Okay,
1,500
I
million.
don't really. I mean,
tell
It's
me
a
your
lot.
news source then.
I doubt they were absolutely.
Is it on
dead.
Tumblr,
No,
Instagram,
no. I don't
Twitter?
use Instagram. I don't use Twitter.
Crack, smack, ice, boom, pow.
That.
No. But no. I have a feeling maybe they just went into like one of those. I've heard of people going into like these comas where you can't tell if they're alive or not. And in Africa, since they don't have as good a
Anything.
technology shit as we do, they're probably like, oh, well, they're dead, and then they come out of it and they wake up. That's probably all it is.
Probably.
I doubt
really
they're
have to
actual
say,
zombies.
Though, I have to say though, I love black people sometimes
I love them.
because okay, let me explain.
What
first
about
of
the
all-
other times, Casey? What about the other
The
times?
other times,
Now I
just
see
can't-
where
nope.
the show's going.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I plead the fifth.
Thanks,
Take
Randy.
down the poker.
Thanks, Randy Newman.
I
It's
Randy
all your
I
Newman.
plead
fault.
the fifth.
I'll plead the fifth.
Like a
Hopefully
Dave
the fifth
Chappelle
is gin.
skit.
Yeah.
Fifth. There's my roommate has this friend who, first of all, my roommate looks suspiciously like Dave. And it's
Oh,
creepy.
yeah.
It is Dave, didn't you
I
know?
have seen the
I'll,
pictures.
I'll show you guys a picture of what
I
he
have
looks
seen the
like.
pictures,
You didn't know
and
Dave lived
it's
with
kind
you?
of creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, it is. But
Why don't you just be Dave in a wig?
That's what I said. It really
Yep,
is
that's what I
him.
want.
You guys found out.
Dave,
Wow,
in a
it
wig-
didn't
take that
Dave
much
in a wig,
thinking
he has
power.
his exact same hair. Yeah. But there's this guy he's friends with.
I can see Dave wearing a wig of his hair.
It's like a lawn.
and then just like,
Wig
like
of his
2
hair.
years later, he's like, I fooled you guys.
I'm actually Dave. It's like the plot twist at the end of Devil. It's like the devil was actually the devil.
Well,
And like
Wow.
M.
Well
Night,
played, Shyamalan.
M. Night
Yeah.
Shyamalan walks out of the closet like, I fooled you guys. 2-year-long punked episode.
I'd make fun of him in my next How to Play episode.
Nice.
Yeah.
But he has this friend who they were listening to like this new rap album that came out recently,
Okay.
and there was a quote where the guy rapping said like "let your hair blow," and he just thought that was the funniest thing.
Blow your hair.
He was just like, man, some shit, let your hair blow, man.
Wow.
Man, let your hair blow.
Aw.
How many drugs was this man
I
on?
don't know.
I don't.
He said it like 15 times in a row. It's like,
Okay.
So the answer is many.
He was just like, oh man, let your hair blow. I was like, alright. I don't know why that's funny,
That is
but
what he
alright.
I now
Thank you for
want
telling
to
me.
question you because I'm not sure which is more racist. You saying the N-word or you portraying him in that voice.
That's his voice.
I
Do you
feel
want me
that
to
is-
make? Do you
I-
want me to make up a voice?
I feel that
Just to
that
make
is
me
I
seem
feel
less
that is
racist?
stereotypical black person.
blow.
You are insane. You're just trying to find examples for me to act racist because I said the N-word one time several episodes ago. You are a fuck.
How dare you call me insane? I'm not
I think just how dare you call me a fuck, but
All right,
No,
yeah,
that's
you're right,
legitimate.
I'm insane. Yeah, you're right.
so am I.
I regret nothing.
Ooh.
I have a short story though.
Go ahead.
Hooray! Thanks.
Hooray!
We'll be back after this.
Ah!
So right after the 100th episode,
Yes.
my brother stalked off to his room, and he texted me from his room saying, "What you said about my girlfriend was just uncalled for."
Oh.
And I said,
Oh, that she isn't there.
and I said, first of all, I didn't say anything. That was mostly Wes.
Yeah, it was.
Second of all, podcast.
Say, well, yeah. I think I actually said you went to a podcast with two well-known assholes.
Well, it's not even that. It's the fact
3
that
well-known assholes.
the
4.
unwritten rule of podcasts and Let's Plays and what else recorded have you.
Yeah.
If there's no physical proof, then it's an outright free
let me
for all.
read.
No,
to you.
not quite. It's that on a audio recorded entertainment thing, Nothing is personal ever.
Yeah.
Ever.
Nothing
So
is secret.
I want to read to you this conversation.
Go ahead.
Abridged.
Abridged.
Oh, yeah. Mesa Ninja theme song.
That was a lovely text conversation.
Anyway,
How do you get the tones in
it
there?
opened
like
with, "You do realize that all former respect that I had for you or Wes is now completely gone." That's it.
Wow.
Well,
Wait, how old is
darn.
he?
I don't
He's
care.
16.
Oh, there you
I
go.
don't care.
He's a child.
He's
He'll get
a
over it.
child.
He'll get over it.
I said, we told you couldn't talk, and you tried to force yourself into it. You should have seen this coming.
He
You
did.
called my
That's
girlfriend
true.
a sex doll. That's just
I
uncalled for.
didn't do that. I believe that was Kyle.
Yeah, it was Kyle. And my response was, "You came on a podcast with two well-known assholes. You have no reason to be butthurt."
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got over the
I'm
problem.
glad I started a trend.
That was it's gonna stay a trend because it's
Good.
hilarious. I used to think you and Wes were actually nice people, and it was all just in jest. Clearly, I was wrong.
He'll get
Yes,
over it.
we stopped jesting for this one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you didn't say anything, we wouldn't have said anything either. You disgust me.
That's funny.
So he called my mom and was like, "I'm butthurt because I was on a podcast with two well-known assholes."
Wow.
he goes like full
What'd she say?
12-year-old on like Halo.
They were my parents were out shopping somewhere, and when they got back,
Weren't they at the lake?
oh yeah, that's right, they were.
They were shopping.
They were
at the
shopping
lake.
at
They
the
were
lake.
shopping
on
like-
the lake. Yeah.
Ran into Nelson.
They were shopping for Nelsons, who thrive in said lake.
That's who I shopped for. I almost said shark.
So my
It's
mom
his
got
natural
home, and
habitat.
she brought both me and my brother into the kitchen. She's like, "All right, start from the beginning. Tell me what's going on." And so my brother had this I think it was like a combination of the two of us explaining what had happened.
Yeah.
And she goes, "Well, I'm really starting to think about this. Joey, you realize that this is Wes we're talking about."
I'm glad your mom knows who I am.
She's like, "It's Wes.
Yeah.
He's bound to get carried away with stuff like that." And I'm just like,
Your mom is great.
I'm straight
Yeah.
facing, and I'm like, "This is the best
Your
conversation
mom is great.
ever." I love that was her rationale. It's great.
And
It's a shame he feels so bad about that podcast because honestly, he might have been the funniest one out of all
Yeah.
of us that
True.
episode.
It's true.
I mean, honestly, I'm a little bit better person in real life.
Just a little
Just
bit.
a little bit.
I'm
Just a
glad
little
you
bit.
gave yourself at least a little bit of
Quotations.
credit.
Yeah, just me last week and being. It wasn't even me being a dick to him. It was me reading some other dick's comment toward him.
I was just reading some dicks one day. And...
But that's just my persona on here is that I'm just a huge dick, and I'm okay with that. And you should direct
all my complaints to the fuck you office.
that. You should direct Joey to around the 18 to 20 minute mark because this is a shout out to you.
Can we not pick up the mic when we do that? Because it always sounds absolutely
This is
horrible.
my mic. I can do whatever I want with it.
But it sounds horrible every time.
I know.
Joey, I don't care. Hate makes my beard grow. So keep on hating.
That's
Sorry.
why it's so long.
What?
Alright.
I think that needs a mic drop.
Makes
But
my
not really.
beard grow.
So that would stop the podcast.
Alright.
Yeah, you just thought that I was a lazy fuck and didn't want to shave. No, a lot
That
of people
explains
hate
Duck
me.
Dynasty a lot.
That's why I have a beard.
fucking black.
That must be why I have a beard too.
Oh yes. This is terrific.
If hate makes your beard grow,
Yes.
Keith would look like Father fucking Time.
No, it only works if someone hates you, not if you hate people. He's the opposite. That's why he's so clean shaven and 12-year-old looking.
He's so 12-year-old.
Absorbs everything.
I'm sending Keith that quote right now.
Fucking father time.
Oh, that's great.
Proud of myself. I could shut up the rest of this podcast and I'd be happy.
Oh,
I'm sure
man.
the rest of you would too.
So I just wanna throw this out there because
Okay.
it's interesting.
Go ahead.
It's early. I have a today I learned.
Yeah, I do too.
My today I learned is I cannot remember. Honestly, I can't remember where she's from. Somewhere in the northern South America.
The northern South America.
The northern south of the Americas.
The northern part of South America. She's of Hispanic Latina descent.
That's racist, Wes.
Racist. That's
Seriously,
racist.
why didn't you call her something else? Something
Yeah.
completely different that doesn't have anything to do with it.
Why didn't you just call her a human being, Wes? We're all just human beings.
You're gonna.
Wes.
Yeah,
You're all
man.
gonna. You're all gonna.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah.
You're all gonna suck on your own
Yeah.
dicks once I tell you what she did.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't have a dick.
You're gonna grow one and you're gonna
Oh,
suck
shit.
it.
Mine shot off like a
Borrow
rocket.
one of Stacy's.
Yeah.
Didn't she have 5, or was that somebody else?
There is this
That was
22.
Stacy.
There is
Okay.
this 22-year-old chick,
Okay.
and somewhere in South
I think there's
America.
a lot of those.
Somewhere in
Shut
south.
up.
Oh, there's only one left in the
She-
entire world.
Ebola's a bit.
She is a sex addict, but she doesn't like normal contraceptive. So she asked her mom, what do I do? Her mom suggests, and apparently from firsthand experience, to shove a potato in her vagina.
There you go.
Oh,
It apparently worked.
I saw this today.
It worked.
But a potato isn't like, not only is it not contraceptive, whatever they're
Not
called.
is it contraceptive? Yeah, it's a
Not
contraceptive.
only is it super contra.
Contraceptive. That's the word.
Not
They're
only
not
is it
like-
not a continent.
It's a contraceptive.
Oh!
They're not like contacts where you can just like leave them in for like
Contacts.
Yeah. Contact.
It's not like you can leave them in forever. You have to take them out eventually.
Yeah.
Oh, I
She
love
left
that.
this potato in her vagina.
Can we call birth control that from now on?
What?
Contacts.
I like contraceptive.
It's getting there.
Get there.
She left this potato in her vagina for 2 weeks,
Them
Okay.
potatoes.
which is apparently the
Did it
perfect.
start growing?
What is
It's
this?
the perfect. It's the perfect growing environment for potatoes, and it started rooting in her uterus.
Yep.
Her rooterus. And she went to the doctor or the hospital
I have a
to get it
rooterus.
checked out.
And he said
She
you're
had-
pregnant with French fries.
She had like roots just like hanging out of her vag.
You're pregnant with hash browns.
Yeah.
And she didn't think this was a problem.
No,
after a
she
week.
didn't.
What is? I got black.
Yeah,
I
'cause
wanted black
potatoes, like-
sperm.
Potatoes like moist
What?
dark areas.
Meanwhile, there's 2 lesbian couples. Where's our potatoes?
Yeah, but potatoes like dark, moist,
All that.
and warm places.
Yeah.
Dark,
So
moist,
vaginas,
warm. Okay.
the perfect spot
Yeah.
to grow a potato.
And the article just had a picture of a potato like in
Yeah.
a blank white room.
And it was all purple.
And it had sprouted and it has like the finger roots and everything. I'm like,
Yep.
Jesus.
But it had purple goo all over it, so I don't know what the purple goo was, but that's what the picture was.
It was purple because potato roots are purple.
I've never seen a purple potato root, and I've seen plenty.
You
of
live in
potato roots.
Adams County and you don't know what a potato looks like.
No, the
That's
roots.
not an edible thing.
Excuse me.
The roots.
We
are-
got apples.
Yeah?
motherfucker.
No.
Agricultural.
Speaking of which,
agricultural societies.
Speaking
Dude,
of
motherfucker.
every
which,
single potato.
fuck apples right now.
Yeah. I
Did
know.
you get stuck in apple harvest traffic?
Twice.
I told you.
Twice today.
I said that's where he was. No,
I've
but
been, yeah.
any potato.
So,
Okay, off the potatoes.
to tell the people,
It's
Thanks,
terrible.
Kermit the
That's all
Frog.
they need to know.
tell the people about the apples.
Thanks,
Kermit
Randy.
the Frog with
Randy.
Down syndrome.
Parkinson's.
Kermit the Frog.
Kermit the Frog here.
Here in buttfuck Adams County,
Here in Applefuck.
we got a thing. It's called the Apple Harvest Festival,
Where you can
In
pick your own
Rentsville,
apples.
Pennsylvania.
where we
We
Oh,
celebrate-
Rentsville.
all have a circle jerk over apples,
Circle. It's a circle jerk.
It's really
every-
not that far off from the truth.
and
That's all it is.
every 40-year-old or older cunt who has ever knitted anything slaps a $60 price tag on anything they've ever made and gets a booth in, like, the most inconvenient spot in all of Adams County.
In the
Yep.
middle
Keep
of
in
the
mind
road.
that Adams County is mostly farm, which is
Mostly.
basically empty
So they
space.
decided. So they have this thing at the
Mostly.
fairgrounds, which in turn blocks up the main 2 roads that go anywhere in this side of Adams
And how
County.
convenient that he needs to take
Said road.
one of 2 roads. Or both.
It's a dick.
Yeah.
Them
It
roads
sucks. It
is
sucks.
dicks.
It increases my commute by like 20 minutes easily.
But hey, you can listen to people play steel drums there.
Well, that's true.
And you
Who
are-
wouldn't want
And
that?
there are the engines there.
The
The engines.
The engines do gather there.
The engines... No, there's
Oh,
the engines...
engines
oh,
gather
yeah.
there.
How are
Hey!
ya? Yeah, because the Native American
engines.
tent's always the closest to the road.
The teepees?
Yeah, it's always closest to the road.
Was it
teepees.
the I think it was the Simpsons. They had an
The
episode.
Indian houses.
They had an episode where Homer goes to a Indian casino, and he's like, "We have to obey the law. We have to like respect the customs of the tribe." And he's like walking through the casino. Hi, how are ya? Hi, how are ya? Hi, how are ya? It's like, God
Yeah.
damn it!
And then
I love this show.
Leslie Nielsen did that on Scary Movie 3.
Oh, did he?
Whenever he was pretending to be the president, and he was saying hi to everyone, and he says, "And our Native American brother, hey, how are ya? Hey, how are ya?" And they're just looking at him like, what the fuck?
He's a Sonic.
I do love that Simpsons episode though. That's a really good one.
Did anybody watch the Simpsons Family Guy?
I did.
Mashup?
I heard about it.
I
I heard it was good.
I saw Yukino Joe's version of it.
I watched it, and it was god awful. First of all, it was
Wait, was it Simpsons on
It was a
Family Guy?
crossover.
it was
Family
Simpsons
Guy?
on Family
Yeah,
Guy.
that's
It
a
was
crossover.
it was an hour-long Family Guy episode
Yeah.
where the Griffins decide to go on vacation. They end up in Springfield.
Hey, family, we're going on vacation.
That's not how Homer sounds.
I'm good. The
That's not
Griffins.
Marge.
That's not Grandpa.
The Griffins
Okay, I'm
decide
sorry.
to go on the thing.
It didn't sound like Peter either.
They end up in Springfield, and what you think would be like comical hilarity ensues.
Okay,
It is none of it happens.
okay.
It is none of it.
No.
It is none.
I honestly don't remember anything other than Homer walking Peter around, and that was like the main majority of what was going on. Turns out Meg knows how to play the saxophone. Stewie and Bart become friends, and then Stewie becomes the overly attached girlfriend and kidnaps every one of Bart's enemies and ties them up in his garage.
It's scary how similar this is to the Yukino Joe version, which came out like 3 weeks before.
Oh yeah.
It's got Bart going, "Hey, little dude, wanna make a crank call?"
Yeah, that happens. Except Stewie's was, he calls Moe's, he's like, "Hey Mo, I raped your mom," and he just hangs up the phone. He's like, "That was fun." I'm like, what?
All I've seen is the part whenever Lisa's trying to make Meg feel better, and Peter yells from the other room, "You're not important, Meg."
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Wow, that joke's been done.
Like I said, it was an hour-long episode.
Welcome to Family Guy.
Yep.
No
They
way.
wrapped up.
Where we literally beat dead horses.
They wrapped up
Literally.
15 minutes early.
Or dead whales.
The last 15 minutes was essentially a Peter chicken fight, but instead of a chicken, it was Homer, and they had
Yeah.
That
every
happened in the thing too.
they had every single one-liner catchphrase throughout that entire fight.
So it was basically like the movie Chicken Little,
I guess.
in which
I would understand if
It was-
anybody fucking saw that movie.
it was.
I have.
I saw
I've
it
never
once.
fucking
If
seen it.
anybody but Dave had ever
It's
fucking
bad.
seen that.
It was an hour of UFO story.
Yeah.
And then a half hour of the future.
I am
Like
the
they
future.
couldn't stretch out their plot to
I am
feature
your
length.
future.
Oh.
They had to make it an hour long, and then they're like, "Well, now what do we do?
Yeah.
Guess we'll make it the future."
God damn.
Yeah. Well, when I say every one-liner catchphrase, like every Simpsons person, like it ended with Peter and Homer settled their differences and kind of walked off into the sunset. And comic book guy is standing there. He's like, worst chicken fight ever.
Yep.
And that was it. And there was they ended up fighting through Mr. Burns' house, and Mr. Burns sitting in his chair, like, release the hounds, and they fell out a window and moved on somewhere else.
I'm like, there weren't any hounds.
The only reason why they're doing this is because they have the 4 main voices, which are really the only voices of The Simpsons.
Oh yeah.
And they just want to get extra pay.
Yeah.
For being there.
Fan service.
Yeah. It was stupid.
But hey, here's my today I learned.
Go ahead.
Okay.
I'm going to implement this, or at least attempt to implement this, in some stand-up that I have planned for tonight.
Ooh.
Whoa.
Today I learned about the origin of the word porcelain.
Your today I learns are fucking weird.
I know, but let me back this one up.
What does porcelain mean?
When I went to field experience on Wednesday, the guy who is mentoring me, he had this book that I just happened to see on his desk. It was like origins of English words. And
so naturally, one goes to porcelain.
Well, no. Here's the thing.
Porcelain.
I picked it up and I was like, "Is this really what I think it is?" He's like, "Yes, it says it tells you exactly where all these words came from." And I was like, "I think I need to take a look at this." And he's like, "I warn you now. You should look."
The last person who looked at this was cursed.
he's like, "Listen,
it's dead now.
Things you read in that book, you can't unlearn." And I was like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "Just look up the word porcelain." The word porcelain comes from a type of shell, but it actually means pig's vagina. It means pig's vagina because it is shaped like this certain type of shell that they get the stuff from to make porcelain.
Cool.
So now every time...
I think your teacher was right.
Yeah, you can't
I don't
unlearn.
think I'm going to be able to unlearn
I'm going to be sitting on the toilet next and be like...
I'm sitting on a pig's vagina.
Pig's vagina.
Thanks, Homer.
Must make it really awkward when you're drinking out of a porcelain teacup.
What about a porcelain doll? You're gonna eat one? Pig vagina doll.
Now I can add that to my list of completely useless
Horrifying?
knowledge.
Yeah.
I could
My list of horrifying.
I could just walk up.
My list of horrifying.
I gotta go hang out in Harrisburg more because I'll just walk up to people and be like, "Hey, did you know that a wood duck has a penis 4 times longer than its body? Did you also know that porcelain comes from the word fucking pig
Wood
vagina?
duck.
Porcelain
I don't
comes
even
from
know
wood
her.
duck.
Wood duck.
Pig vagina. I hardly know her. There you go.
Wood duck.
Those things are the grossest
I know.
things ever.
Pig vaginas, I know, right?
Gooey ducks.
They are fucking weird looking.
What are those?
They're like...
It's a bivalve.
The most phallic
It grows in
animal
a
that you
it
could
grows in a
possibly
shell, and this thing just.
It's like... It's covered in snot.
It's an
stuff.
uncircumcised penis coming out of a shell.
People eat it
Yes,
for some
that is
reason.
accurate.
I'm not quite
you
sure
looking it
why.
up?
Yeah.
No, I was asking Lennon.
It's spelled
No.
weird. It's spelled
They had to cook it on Food Network before.
That.
duck.
Oh.
See? Uncircumcised penis coming out
Yeah,
of the shell.
it seriously does look...
Yeah.
Oh, that is
That's
a terrible
about right.
picture. But yeah, they're just nasty. They're nasty things.
That's the noise it makes, too.
Gurgle?
You can
Gurgle?
hear it
That
coming
is
out
a
of the
beautiful
ocean.
picture. It's just a basket of dicks.
Everyone wants a basket.
I got a
Let me
basket
see.
of
Basket
dicks
of
here.
dicks. With shells on
I'm
them.
gonna stick them in my mouth.
Oh,
yes.
You can keep them in your porcelain.
That's
Yeah, there you go. Just toss them in there.
Oh god.
That's
So
ridiculous.
bad. It's so bad.
What else you got for us, Wes?
So today I learned...
Okay.
Go ahead.
I learned 2 things today.
Yeah.
First off, I learned is a popular Reddit.
It is. That's
thing.
why I started doing it.
Yeah, I didn't know that. I was like, oh, I see.
I just learned that today. I don't read it.
I do. Which is
I
it's
have-
going to go into
So
another topic I
I have
have.
friends that read it, but I don't read it.
I do that.
Now,
And your dick is gone?
who
dicks.
here
Did you eat gluten?
Yeah.
watches the
Markiplier?
Yes.
no
Oh, okay.
the Rooster Teeth series Ruby?
I don't.
I watched the first couple episodes, and that's about it.
I have
You guys
not
all
watched it yet.
suck. Well, first off, it's really fucking cool.
Well, I figured it would be. I
course
saw
it
that.
is.
I saw the previews when they were coming.
Yeah.
out, but
Well,
I
the
didn't-
show's amazing. I mean,
Well, I
it's
figured
it's
it
pretty
would
cool.
be.
It's what I have the most fun doing, and Matt, my friend Matt, actually has.
Can I just say that
Yeah.
the guy who created it, the most robotic,
Yeah.
Yeah, I know,
like
right?
obsessive compulsive man on the planet,
That's about right. Yeah.
is like, I'm gonna make an animation, and everybody's like, okay, you make that animation. Everybody goes, oh, it's so good.
That's about it.
It's like,
Yeah.
what were you expecting, really?
That is highly accurate. Highly accurate.
Because when he was on a podcast, didn't he say that he to create the world, he just like put a bunch of ketchup on a
Yes.
on
a
a
dick?
napkin?
Yep.
And he's like, that's what it's gonna look like.
That's exactly what he did. Yes.
That's pretty cool.
That is
Ketchup
pretty
on
awesome.
a dick. What's wrong with you?
Well.
All right.
I found out that Rooster Teeth is making a video game now
That's
on that series.
Cool.
That is fucking cool. I saw the trailer that the person who made it made. Like, a person designed, like, a trailer for it and how it functions, and Rooster Teeth is like, yeah, we can get on board with that. Join us, and we will make this thing. I don't know. I mean, it's cool, and again, I only saw a trailer for it, but I don't know if I'm happy yet. Because it looks like Dynasty Warriors.
What's that?
Oh, okay.
That Japanese game where you fight like 90,000 guys in one level.
Oh, so
Wow.
it's like Hyrule Warriors.
Yeah.
Where it's just like,
I
here's
can't-
a bunch of guys. Just go plowing right through them.
Yeah, I don't like that, though.
I'm indifferent.
Yeah.
It's something different for the series, which is good.
Well, yeah.
I agree.
Well, but I just don't care for that kind of series. But the game sort of looks like a cross between that and those Dragon Ball Z fighting games.
Okay.
And I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. Legend of Zelda doesn't try very hard, very often to go outside of its comfort zone. Last time it did that, there was a game about trains.
I like
Fucking
trains.
spirit tracks.
We all know where that goes.
You know, JonTron actually made a really cool statement about The Legend of Zelda.
Oh, yeah?
Mostly about Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
I love how you say Ocarina.
Whatever. I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
It's just
Ocarina.
funny.
Hey, Ocarina.
Some people care about how it's pronounced. I don't.
I don't either. Basically, he said that Ocarina of Time is the best Legend of Zelda game,
And he's wrong.
but Majora's Mask is like the best Legend of Zelda game. By which he means Ocarina of Time is the perfect game under what the Legend of Zelda is.
Okay.
Majora's Mask does not necessarily follow those rules, and it's the best Legend of Zelda game that's out there.
I enjoyed Majora's Mask when I Let's Played it blind.
It's
Of
a
course,
good game.
Everybody at the beginning yelled at me saying that.
Well,
First of
fucking
all, you know about the game previously, so it's not really blind. Second of all, why aren't you doing the side quests? Because the side quests are all about what the game is about. Third of all, fuck you, it's gonna be too hard for you to complete. I got
They
all,
did say all those things.
They said all those things.
All damn things.
Every single one.
The point of the blind Let's Play
The point
is
about
to
the buzzer.
complete the game,
Yeah.
not necessarily to go every nitpicking detail.
That's what Rolls did in his playthrough.
Well, you can do that.
He
Yeah.
does a Let's Play too?
Oh yeah, he's been doing it for I don't know.
A while.
Yeah,
I
sort
didn't
of.
I
know he
brought
did
my
one.
I brought my Let's Play channel back.
Which is pretty cool.
Yeah, since I have the time for it now.
Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah, I started Mario 64 today.
I noticed, and that's pretty cool.
I'm making all my videos 10 minutes because I
All
feel
right.
like
Yeah, that's
people
a good
don't
life. That's what
have
people usually do.
the attention span for half-hour-long videos unless they're really dedicated.
Well, yeah,
So 10 minutes is
Smart call.
good.
definitely.
Yeah.
I don't know why a couple of my videos have just all of a sudden getting a bunch of views, and by a couple of them I mean one.
Yeah. That's how it works. You You make all this content, and then you get attention for one video.
Hey, that's okay. I'd like to see where it goes from here, honestly. Because who knows?
So earlier we mentioned Reddit, and I discovered a subreddit because I'm on Reddit and Imager quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit. I discovered a subreddit called Internet is Beautiful, and it was so worth my time because I find so many great things.
Really?
The first thing I have 3 things here.
Okay.
The first one is called Pandyland, and
Pandaland
is a
Black Betty.
Pandyland. It is a web comic where all of the panels that are ever going to be in the comic strip already exist, and they just throw them get together randomly.
That's interesting.
Currently, there are about 74,000 combinations. I just clicked on the link right now, and it said, "I'm sad. Tell me something nice. Finlay, will you marry me?
Finland.
I think we've both learned an important lesson today."
That's pretty cool.
There are 2 characters. One's named Finlay, and the other one's named Simon. And it's just...
Simon.
Let's try another one.
Hit it, Gertie.
Finlay is acting weird today. My life is an unending parade of meaningless horror. And then he hits him with a board and says, "Blammo."
That's, like, perfect.
It's great because they're just generic enough
Yeah.
to where it almost makes sense almost 100% of the time. Almost. Sometimes it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of Garfield minus Garfield?
Yes, I love that so much.
That is one of the funniest fucking things
It's funny
ever.
and depressing.
It's incredibly depressing.
Is it a Garfield strip, but no Garfield?
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
They edit out Garfield and anything that he says.
Yep.
And
one of my favorites.
Honestly, it just boils down to John talking to himself and saying the most depressing shit.
One of my favorites is something like he's standing in the first panel and he's got like his arm in the air. He looks all determined.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Nothing will stop me today." And then the other 2 panels are just blank.
Yeah. Hold on, I'm going to this right now.
That's
And
great.
we're gonna find one that's pretty good.
"Simon, I have a fantastic idea. I've got a really horrible rash on my winky. Twitter is fucking stupid."
Yeah.
See, that doesn't, yeah.
See, here's one. In the first panel, John is standing there going, "It's strange." And the second one is John standing there and it says, "Every time I go to the pet store." And the third one is John standing there and it says, "The goldfish scream." That's the whole thing.
Screen cap that or save the picture and send it to him.
Send it to me so I can put it in the links.
Ah, damn it!
I didn't have it up, so I had to make the sound.
I had...
You deleted me on Facebook. Then he punches him in the face and then proceeds to shoot him in the face. That's dumb.
I got a game too. Why are you sending
sorry,
me
what?
shit?
All life is pain. I'm sorry, you can't see any of this, but I will link this in the links. Go on, Dave, if you want to.
There's a hole at the bottom of the sea.
Come on,
Every
man,
time.
get it with the program.
Alright.
God, I love you so much, Dave.
I want to read one more of these.
Okay,
Go ahead.
go ahead.
Now, all 3 panels are nothing but John staring at the stars. It says, "What a great night, huh? My Aunt Walburga used to say the stars were tiny fairies who watch over us, bring us good luck. Then she stepped right over the edge of the canyon."
Wow.
That's the whole thing.
That...
He's talking to no one.
That's terrible.
Jesus.
Okay, this is probably the most...
This makes...
I want to read this one, because this
Okay.
is probably the most, like, existential, depressing one ever.
Go
The
ahead.
first 2 panels are just John staring at nothing. And the third one is, "I'm just gonna disintegrate into a big pile of dust and just blow away."
That is Keith Paradise.
Yelling at nothing.
That is
That
Keith
is Keith
Paradise.
Paradise.
And
Yes.
he's wearing a yellow polo shirt that looks like something Keith would wear.
Any polo shirt.
I could read this website all day.
Oh my god. Erica just sent me something on Facebook. You're right fucking here.
Here's another
I didn't wanna-
Candyland one.
Yell it out.
"Simon, I think I'm having a nervous breakdown. I fucked your sister. Yay!"
That's pretty good. I like that.
Like I said, some of them are good. Okay.
Oh man.
These are clever.
What did you send me? It's two whatever Shakespearean type guys with the frilly neck things. The one guy says, "What if the Earth orbits around the sun?" The other guy says, "What if your wife orbits around my dick?"
Okay, here's one more Pandyland one, and then we'll move on. I'm sad. Tell me something nice. The other one says, "Finlay, will you marry me?" First one says, "I think we've both learned an important lesson today."
We already did that one.
That
That
was
was
the
like the
first one
second
you
one you
read.
just. That was the second one
was
you
it?
did.
Yes.
Oh shit!
Oh, we just broke the Matrix.
There was a better one.
It's supposed to be like 77 million combinations.
There was such a good one.
We had them in
too.
like 5.
Way to ruin everything, Casey.
God damn it.
God,
I got a
just,
game too.
Just cut the podcast right now.
I got a game too. I found. I'm probably late to the party, but there's this 20 question game online called Akinator.
Akinator's great.
He's supposed to be a genie that can guess who you're thinking of.
It's literally anything.
It was terrifyingly accurate. Like
He also guesses you and himself.
really,
Interesting.
Dave, think of someone. Don't tell me who it is. We're gonna play right now.
I want to quick mention that Keith Paradise just responded to me telling him the quote, which, let's recap.
Yeah.
If hate makes your beard grow, Keith would look like Father fucking Time. Keith responds with, it would be absolutely unshapeable.
Okay, got it.
Got it.
Got it.
Let's go.
Make sure it's obscure.
Well, it's probably not going to be obscure. But
Is it Dave?
it's me.
Question number 1: has your character really existed?
Yes.
That
And
narrows
all
it
the answers are either yes, no, don't know, probably, or
Yeah,
probably
I've
not.
played before.
Okay. Is your character a female?
No.
That narrows it down.
Does your character come from the internet?
No.
I got it.
Narrows it down.
Oh shit.
What's it all from you?
Is your character more than 40 years old?
Don't know. Probably.
Is your character an actor?
I think we
Yes.
should all try to guess before he says what it is.
Does your character mostly play in comedies?
No.
Is your character on a popular TV show?
Yes.
Does your character use guns?
No.
Does your character fight?
Probably.
Has your character appeared in Doctor Who?
No. Not that I know
Tumblr, get on that now.
Has your character ever been married?
of. Don't know.
Has your character ever kissed a girl on screen?
I want to say probably.
Is your character British?
No.
You really had to think about that one?
Well,
Some British actors use American accents.
Yes.
Well,
they can
yeah.
be confusing.
Andrew Garfield.
Is your character white?
yes.
Go figure.
He's not yellow.
Yeah.
He's not green. He's not purple.
Was your character in a TV show that had already ended?
No.
Oh,
Still going on.
so it's not Raymond.
I was thinking Seinfeld.
Deborah!
Has your character played roles where he had supernatural powers?
Oh, Supernatural, what?
No. See, the funny thing is, the guy that I'm thinking of
Don't
is in
no,
a
no,
popular show.
Has
But I
your
haven't
character
watched it.
been a member of the WWE?
No.
That's an odd
If
question.
he has, that would be the most amazing thing I've ever seen.
Is your character from a Song of Ice and Fire or the Game of Thrones?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Got it.
Yeah.
Is your character small?
Yes.
Dun,
Fuck.
dun.
Yes, fuck.
Who does everyone think it is? It got it in 19 questions. Mine usually took 20 to 25.
Yeah.
Lennon, who do you think it is?
Well, I don't know much about Game of Thrones, and apparently Dave says he's never watched it, so it's got to be like a name everyone recognizes.
Yeah.
Hodor.
No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Not
Casey.
close. It's I'm forgetting his name right now, but I know it's the dwarf.
Yeah. Dinklage.
Yes, Peter Dinklage.
Dinklebot.
Was it Peter Dinklage?
It was Peter Dinklage.
That's what I guessed.
It's Dinklebot.
This thing
Or otherwise I was
is
gonna say Jon
really
Snow.
fucking weird.
Yeah. You gotta
No,
think
it's not.
I think it's weird. I have a problem with.
It's just an algorithm.
It's
I've beat
absolutely.
it a couple times,
yeah.
but it doesn't happen too often.
Yeah.
And does it then
There's
say?
two
then,
things-
Then does it ask you what your result is?
It does, yeah.
It does, because then it's
Yeah.
just gonna fucking
You
add
should
that
try
to our
asking
thing, and
me.
then it's just a
Either that or I had it on my
Try
iPhone for a
asking
bit.
me.
Okay.
It's
And
still
whenever
fun,
I would
though.
lose,
Yeah.
it would boot me out of the app. like the app would
Well,
crash.
fuck you then.
Exactly.
There's-
I would be like, well, what the fuck
There's
is this?
two things that I cannot fathom,
It's like an old internet party trick, basically.
and I'm like the most medieval person because of it.
The most medieval person,
Physical magic, like when Mr. Lowen does quarter tricks,
which I've
and
never
like
seen.
he any physical magic,
Okay.
like when someone
Dove.
like there's I'm just going to go back to this. Mr. Lowen has a trick where he starts by pulling a quarter out from behind someone's ear, and then he's like, oh yeah, that's cliche, and then he starts like passing it between his hands and like out of his nose through the table and like all around, and I know like the physical science behind it, like how he's hiding it,
Yeah.
but just sitting there and observing it, like I just can't handle it. Like for some reason, I just can't.
You know what I think?
I get the same way with magic too. So
And the other
Like
thing
magic
are these
tricks and
things
shit.
is things that don't know who I am or how I think, just like automatically know who I am and how I think. I just become Dale Gribble.
Try
And
it-
like
try it
I
with me,
get
see what
I get
happens.
concerned.
Okay.
Okay.
I think it's
Gee, do you
something
think it's
very-
gonna get?
I already got a character in mind.
one that's super obscure?
No.
That is gonna guess it.
Well, we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
Is your character female?
Yes.
Narrows it down.
Is your character animated?
No.
Has your character ever been associated with Disney?
No.
Is your character from a TV series?
Yes.
I got it.
Is your character blonde?
No.
Narrows it down.
Has your character really existed?
No.
No. Was your character in a TV show that had already ended?
But that's the thing. People aren't sure if it's done or not, so I can't.
Oh my god.
Don't
I don't
know.
know.
They don't know if there's going to be a third season of the show.
Oh my god. Is your character a teenager?
No.
Has your character solved a murder?
Nope.
Oh, there goes my guess. I thought it was Nancy Drew.
Does your character mostly play in comedies?
Yeah, I still thought it was Nancy Drew.
Seriously?
No.
Okay. That would have been funny.
No,
for that,
fucking
though.
no.
Does your character have a cell phone?
When has Nancy Drew been funny ever?
I never saw it in the show. No, I don't. I guess not.
Probably not.
Oh, I know what your thing is.
Is your character from a comic book?
Is it really
No.
obscure? Is it obscure to this country?
Those aren't
Oh,
the
then I don't know what
questions.
it is.
There's plenty of people in America.
Has
that
your
don't.
character ever been married?
No.
What is it? Is it a British show?
Is your character a human?
No, I thought it was
Like,
more.
yeah. Like,
Oh,
what?
I know what it is too now.
Is your character linked with the horror genre?
Yes.
Is your character homosexual?
No.
Just coke though.
Is your character on American Horror Story?
Mm-mm.
Is your character in The Walking Dead?
Mm-mm.
Is your character bad?
No.
Not bad. Not bad. I'm
Does your
racist.
character have
I'm,
siblings?
I'm a slap. A slap.
Does your character live in America?
No.
Yep, I know it.
Has your character appeared in Doctor Who?
No.
Wow.
Oh, shit.
I knew you'd say that.
I
Does your
still know
character
it.
live in England?
Yes.
Yes, I still know it.
Is your character dead?
That is tough to
No.
answer, isn't it?
No. Maybe.
Don't know. Probably.
Kind of.
Kind of is a good answer.
Kind of.
Probably not.
Kind of.
Let's
Probably.
say no.
Probably.
Really?
I don't know.
Does your character
You
have
should
powers?
probably say no.
Say it again.
Does your character have powers?
No.
I didn't see how many things it was over 20. Who do you think it is?
I don't know the name of the character, but it's from that show where she's like the 50 clones, right? Oh, damn.
No, because she's not dead.
Orphan Black.
She's
is what
alive.
you're thinking.
Yeah, that's Orphan Black.
Who do you think
Yeah,
it is?
that's what I was
Casey?
I
thinking.
have no idea.
Dave?
No idea.
Who was it?
The name of I don't know the name of the actress, but her character is Amy Dyer.
From what?
What did it
Well,
say?
I don't think that helps us very much.
Amy Dyer.
You're fucking Jesus
What's,
Christ!
what's that from?
In the flesh.
I don't know what that is.
If you died before 2009, there was a rising, and you came back from the dead, and you're given a medicine that makes you like you were before you died. But if you don't take the medicine, you're back to a zombie. So you look like a zombie, and you have to wear makeup and contacts to look like a normal person.
Contact.
Damn.
Oh,
Contact.
The description is PDS sufferer.
Yes.
Okay.
That
Yeah.
See, I can't. I just. What is that?
That's crazy.
Well, I wonder if
It's
I should
fun.
try
It's
one.
fun
You
to
want
try
to?
and trick it, though.
Yeah,
I wasn't even
I'll
trying
try
to
one.
trick it. I just
Think of something super obscure.
Well, it's not super obscure.
And
But
my-
let's see what this thing can do.
no my
It's
what
a
I said.
JonTron.
What I
Yes.
said is
He
what I,
would've- I've tried that
Fucking
before.
Christ.
Yeah, it's pretty good. With
I
that
beat
personality.
you.
Well done. Well done.
Like, what else would it be? It was either that or
Markiplier.
Yeah, see? We know you too well.
Oh god, that hurts. I don't know why. It
All right,
hurts.
I'm telling Casey this more than anybody else in this room.
Okay.
JonTron recently did a live stream.
Yes, I missed it because I had to get up at 6
Yeah.
I saw a little bit of it.
You had to get up at 6 in the morning.
Yeah.
I was up when you got up.
Oh,
JonTron did
You
a
know how
live
I know
stream
that?
because I
Because
sent you that message.
I got it when I woke up.
Yeah. So he did a live stream. He was challenged by Grant Kirkhope
There's
To-
God.
So cool.
He's challenged by God.
to complete
Almost.
Banjo-Kazooie
Yeah.
in one straight go. And JonTron also did a thing where he's donating for charity. And
I should have donated to that because it looked
I
like a
did,
good
actually.
idea.
That's the first thing I've ever donated to online. I put $5 in.
Yeah.
JonTron started this adventure at, I think, 6
Yeah.
or something like that. He won at 6.
It took him 12 hours.
As in 12 hours
Let's see,
later.
how long did it take me to finish Banjo?
And you know what? I actually watched
All of it?
almost, because I didn't see the first hour.
Yeah.
Other than
me
that, I watched all of it. I know. Well,
Damn.
for like the last 3 hours, he was this close to winning, and the dumb son of a bitch just couldn't do it. He spent forever on the end of the game, which is the puzzle board where you have to answer trivia questions about the game and shit.
Yeah.
But he was so tired and just couldn't focus that it was just a loss to do some of these questions.
It took me 10 hours to beat Banjo-Kazooie.
So you would have done it faster. I think I would have done it faster, and I've never played that game.
I've played the game a couple times.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've only beaten it all the way through once, though, and that was on the
Yeah.
Let's Play channel.
Well, that's the funny part about this live stream was that he finally beat that puzzle, and then
Yeah.
you just have to go up to fight
The, furnace
Gruntilda.
fun.
Yep.
That's my favorite
He
part.
didn't know that you still needed so many jiggies to
Yeah.
unlock the final
He
boss
got
fight
upset, didn't
that he's
he?
like, fuck. And he was like, that's it. I'm just done. He's like, I'm just done. And then he started to like kind of, you could see like the gears turning in his mind, and he fact checked this with the people that were live streaming it like with him. Like he had some friends there who helped write the show and stuff. And he's like, so Grant said it doesn't matter how I do it, just that I fight the last boss fight and win, right? And they're like, yeah.
okay.
So he fired up an emulator, put up a whole bunch of cheats so he could just like fly to the Gruntilda fight, and loaded it up that way.
Nice.
He started this at like 5 a.m. is when like this whole fight started. So his girlfriend was one of the people who was there with him, and he's like, all right, so to make this a little bit faster, we're gonna do save states, and every time I win a segment of this fight, we're gonna do a save state. And they determined that F5 was save and F7 was load, and he made fucking sure she knew that.
Okay.
He's just like, all right, F5 is save, F7 is load, and like he fucked up at one point, and like he was dead, and he's like, all right, we'll hit F7. And that's F7. Hit 7. It's 7. She's like, I know. And he's like, 7.
That's great.
It's fucking awesome. So he made his donation goal in like the last half hour that he played.
That's great.
Yeah.
How high was he going?
25,000. He did
That's
25,400 or something
In
like
12
that.
hours? That's impressive.
Yep. So, yeah, that is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So his donation reward for hitting 25,000 is that he's going to release a video of him singing Fireworks by Katy Perry
Didn't he
on
already
his
do that a
channel.
little bit?
Just a little bit. He's doing the whole thing this time.
That's great.
And it's probably going to be a whole big production and shit.
I hope he was really. I really hope the thing that he did for winning was he gets like real close to the camera. He's like, Grant Kirkhope, you gotta suck my dick. Something like that.
It was pretty funny. It was very enjoyable.
Wes, did you get that picture that Stacy sent you?
The one.
one
with the chick punching the dude in the face playing volleyball.
Yeah.
I immediately texted to her, and I'm like, "Is this how I died?" And I haven't gotten a response yet. So she's probably just like locked herself in her closet. She's crying. She's like, "How did this happen?
Yeah.
It came true."
One of the other things I found on the Internet is Beautiful thing is something that I just have to share with you guys.
Go ahead.
It's a thing called Pablo the Flamingo.
All right.
I'm scared.
Okay, let's take a look at this, Dave.
I
Unfortunately, you
can't
guys
fucking
won't be able to see it.
Why don't you set it?
I mean, the cool kids.
Why don't you set it there on the table?
Okay, I gotta move this.
What the hell?
So it's just this flamingo hanging out here. But the best part is you grab his head and you just go.
Yes.
Where'd he go?
This is ridiculous.
Beautiful.
What is life?
I don't know, but it's so fun. Anyway, to keep away from any copyright infringement, I'm just not going to do any more.
I think
of
that,
But
I
you
think
got
that
the
was about
idea.
20 seconds ago, honestly.
Oh well,
But
whatever.
I do enjoy that.
Check it out for yourself. It's fun.
I'm sorry to say I went back to Garfield minus Garfield.
You know what? That's okay.
Yeah,
That
the
is okay.
First panel is John. Life has its ups and downs, and the second one is just him nothing. The third one is I have ups. Yes, you do, John. You've got mad
Oh
ups.
my god.
Mad ups.
Oh
Boy.
man.
They're
How
like,
much further can we
they're
take
like
this?
Mad Libs, but vertical.
Ah.
Go ahead.
I've talked enough. Go ahead.
No, you go.
Okay, fine.
What do you mean you've talked enough? You're on a podcast.
I don't want to take up all of the time.
Don't saliva everywhere.
I'm sorry.
Don't do
Not
this,
you,
saliva.
this guy.
Too late.
He's got.
Damage is done.
So, recently, on my Stuff You've Probably Wondered channel, and this goes without saying generally most of the time, but people leave some weird comments.
Nah.
I want to discuss some of the ones that I've discovered recently. So on my Portal Gun episode,
Yes.
there was a comment saying, it could be done when we have virtual reality directly connected to one's mind, and thus all of one's senses, happy face, comma, but it's not actually real. Or is it?
So he said nothing
Yeah.
twice.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Good for him.
This guy comments with, huh, what? With 3 question marks, a $sign, and asterisk. I'm lost. I responded with, what are you lost on? He responds with, universe, man. Infinity Universe?
Oh, I've seen that one. Yeah, that's.
Can I read the title of this article to you?
Some peeps.
I got one. More,
Okay.
and then I'll let you go.
Okay.
This guy commented on, I think 2 separate. No, he commented on the same video, but his comment. It's so confusing. Okay, this was the "Can we go outside the universe" video. He responded, or he commented with, "I have the." Oh wait, is this the first one? Hold on, let me see this one. Okay, no, this was the first one. He says, "I think I have got the answer, and I'm still working on it."
Oh, good. He has the
He
answer.
says.
I
with his
think I have
tinfoil
got
hat
the
on.
answer, and I'm still working on it. What was
Then
bef-
how does he have the answer if he's still working
I
on
don't
it?
know. I think you might have deleted this comment because I got an email from YouTube saying that he commented, and then he must have deleted it because I can't find it on the actual page. But here's
Okay.
what he said. He said, I think I have got the answer, and I'm still working on it. What was before the Big Bang? Darkness and space forever from times indefinite past could have caused the Big Bang. Space period space. What's the opposite of yes? Up? Big? Fat? Stop? Left?
No, please stop.
It is what is between the glass half full or half empty. That was his first comment.
It's a glass.
Here's his other
There's
comment.
more.
I have the answer. Physics, law, and happens has always been up until after the Big Bang, a bit like a triangle. Darkness and space existed way, way before the Big Bang from times indefinite in the past.
Whoa, man.
My mind's been blown.
I know, right? I'm very... I don't know what to say to
I
that.
feel like I'm asleep, and I should be waking up now.
And on a related note, dumb cunts, right?
Yeah. Here's one that I got yesterday that also is just like, what? Why would you say this? It's a quote from the Quran. A day relative to your God is equivalent to 1,000 years of your count. Okay.
Uh-huh.
This is the Age of the Universe video, by the way.
Uh-huh.
So, yeah, that's that. And then another Quran quote. The angels and the spirit ascend unto him in a day, the measure of which was 50,000 years. Okay, where are you going with this? Calculation. One God's day equals 1,000 years.
I want to use that as a measurement now.
50,000 years, God years, equals 50,000 times 365 times 1,000 equals 18 billion 25 million years. The age of the universe is 18.25 billion years.
Halfway through, confirmed.
We're
good.
I think that's what we've determined from that.
That's all we got.
I read that comment, I'm like, alright. Cool. Did you not
And?
see the video that I posted where I talk? Okay.
Yeah.
Was that all?
I don't get too many dumb comments on my videos.
I don't
And if
either.
I do, they're all Dan.
Right.
They are. They absolutely are.
Alright, so
Either that or Gary talking about my lamp and how awesome it is.
listen.
It is a nice lamp.
This
It is a nice lamp.
This is an actual real article.
Okay.
No, it's not. It's all
Hey.
fake.
Pig in Australia steals 18 beers from campers, gets drunk,
Oh, I saw that.
fights cow.
Yeah. I did see that.
So,
I think
Sounds
it's-
like Wednesday to me.
I know, right?
Stinks Wednesday.
Soup.
You know what? Speaking of
Thanks.
Australia, you want to know one thing that my job at the hotel has taught me?
Okay.
I could
Never go to
listen to
Australia?
Australians talk all fucking day.
Why?
Okay.
Because they're slang?
Yeah, I love it. I
Good for-
love it. It's so
For a minute,
cool.
Have you
You're
ever
gonna say
listened to
slimy.
their national anthem? That's all it is. I
Good
gotta,
eye. It's just good eye, mate.
I thought
gotta
it was just kangaroos going.
I gotta find their.
If I
their
saw a
national
kangaroo
anthem
that made that
because-
noise, I'd run.
What sound do kangaroos make, Erica?
That's a good question.
There you go.
But I hope they don't sound like that.
The sound of nightmares.
It's the sound of nightmares.
I'm gonna Google this right now.
I'm gonna look for the Australian national anthem because the words are strange.
No.
Kangaroo sounds. Here we go.
Ooh. Sounds like someone breathing heavily.
What?
Okay.
It just sounds like it's Denny breathing heavily.
I stand corrected. It's not the national anthem. I thought it was, but it's just like a folk song. It's close.
Is
Shut
it
up.
Tie Me Kangaroo Down Sport? Because if it is, that is the national anthem.
Okay, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Here's what this song is. I swear, it's all slang. Once a jolly swag man camped by a billabong.
Yeah, I know that song.
Yeah, that one. But I still want to say the lyrics.
Yeah, oh,
because
go
it's
ahead. Yeah.
Under the shade of a coolabah tree. And
Koala tree.
And he sang as he watched and waited till his billy boiled. Who will come a waltzing Matilda with me?
Yep.
Down came a jump buck to drink at that billabong. Up jumped the swag man and grabbed him with glee. And he sang as he shoved that jump buck in his tucker bag. I'm sorry. This is the most offensive thing I could possibly do to anyone from Australia listening right now. And he swang as he shoved that jump buck in his tucker bag. You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
Oh, is that the... Okay, cool.
Up rode the squatter and mounted on his thoroughbred. Down came the troopers, 1, 2, and 3. Whose is that jump buck you've got in your tucker bag?
Tupper bag.
You'll Tupperware.
Tupperware.
You'll come a waltzing Matilda with me.
What's that kangaroo in your Tupperware? Oh, God.
A wallaby.
What was a wallaby?
That is...
Up jumped the swag man
Oh,
and
God.
sprang into the billabong. You'll never take me alive, said he. And his ghost may be heard as you pass by that billabong. Who'll come waltzing Matilda with me? Okay, now I'm done.
Good for that guy.
Thank God.
I'm so confused.
I love... once again, to bring up The Simpsons, have you ever seen the episode where they go to
I
Australia?
have never watched The Simpsons ever.
I can't stand The Simpsons.
So, on this particular episode, they go to Australia, and Bart takes a bullfrog with him.
Okay.
Like, he sneaks it past customs and whatever.
Billabong with him? Yeah.
Yeah. And, he realizes once they land that he can't take any animals with him, so he just, like, leaves the bullfrog behind and just, like, dumps him out in, like, a pond or something, and it immediately jumps out, gets picked up by a kangaroo, and gets put in its pouch, and it just hops off. And then the rest of the episode, Australia gets more and more overrun by bullfrogs.
Okay.
And, they're in some Australian shop, and the one guy goes, "Oi, what are all these animals at our shop?" or something like that. And he goes,
Is that
they're-
Brendan
they're-
trying to speak with an Australian
It
accent?
is, yeah. And they
What
go,
are all these
"Oh,
butts doing in
yeah."
the shop?
They go, "Oh, we have those in America. Those are bullfrogs." And he goes, "Bullfrogs? I'd have called them willy bongs."
Oh, God.
It's fucking awesome.
Fucking hell.
Well done.
The name of everything in Australia is fucking retarded.
Yep.
And I love it.
Thanks, Aborigines.
Hey, how are ya? Hey, how are ya?
Oh, yeah. You can't see I'm doing
Wave.
the fucking
Or sideways
Kansas
Nazi
City,
salute.
Kansas City Chiefs, Florida State Seminoles chop. Because that's
Kansas
what they
City
do.
Chiefs is racist.
You're a racist.
Yeah, I want to know why no one's going after the Kansas City Chiefs.
I
don't
know.
It's like, oh yeah, the Redskins. Like, you got an entire stadium going, hey, and no one cares.
Maybe
Don't they have,
It's
don't they have
because-
someone playing a drum too? Like
I think so.
Probably,
stands?
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's because the Chiefs are, something of kind of a noble name.
Yeah.
Unlike,
Yeah,
but
unlike
hey,
the racial slur of
Redskins.
the Redskins.
Yeah.
Let's not take out of account
The goofy fucking
the
smile.
Braves.
Yeah, the Braves, yeah.
symbol where it's
Yeah.
like the most racist,
Yeah.
cartoony face from like the 30s.
Well, they're against that too, actually.
And then you got the Browns.
The Browns.
Browns.
Brown.
Browns is just nothing. It's just literally the color brown.
I know.
Well, they're more orange than brown.
They
That's
are.
I know,
no
but
way
people
They're
are
like
still
rust.
like
It should be.
but
It's
people
like-
still
should be the
find it
Cleveland
offensive
Rust.
because everyone's offended about something.
It's like your
that.
joke about the canners being like not threatening at all.
They're not threatening at all.
No, they're just office work. They're just
They're factory
line
work-
workers
Their
with jaundice.
mascot's not threatening at all. Their teams aren't threatening at
No,
all.
they're line workers with jaundice. That's all it is, and some kind of muscular problem
Oh yeah.
where all their muscles from the top half are 3 million pounds,
That mascot is terrifying.
and their legs
though.
are nothing.
I was hoping you would finish that sentence.
I was trying to think of how.
Their top muscles are 3 million pounds, and the bottoms are nothing.
That mascot is really terrifying. Though.
It's
And-
awful.
But yeah, the Browns is not in any way threatening at all.
They're, I guess,
No,
I'm going to say like a sub mascot is a bulldog.
Okay, I would expect their mascot to be like construction paper or something.
That's all it is, just a
It's
piece of
brown
construction
construction paper.
No,
What can Brown do for you?
it's that thing that used to be on Nickelodeon Face. That
Oh,
talking
Jesus.
colored screen. That's all they're.
I like to think that when the Browns The Browns. Yeah.
The Browns.
When they drafted Johnny Manziel,
Johnny Football!
they called him and,
Oh, Johnny Football!
and they're like, Johnny Football, what can Brown do for you?
That's when you retire.
Yeah.
Just to spite them, I'm retiring.
On my in my dorm building, there's this guy who lives somewhere across the way from where I am, and that's what he does. He goes, Johnny Football! Ah! Johnny Football!
So now I live
Does
on
he?
campus too.
That's all he does.
Why?
I don't
Why?
know. I
Why?
don't know.
Why?
These are
Why?
things that happen. I don't understand it. It's like lazy hair, bro. Why? Why is that funny? That's not funny. Why is that funny?
It's not.
So this week, I took part in a Facebook debate about
Oh
economics.
boy.
Fucking hell.
And
Well,
I,
if anybody here knows economics,
I
It's
shut down-
Facebook.
I shut down the
Wes.
entire
Oh.
conversation with what
I
I
know.
said. One of my friends is going to
shut up,
college.
nerd. Is that what you said?
Shut up, nerd.
One of my friends is going to college, as most of my friends are.
College.
And she is apparently taking an economics class, and she made a comment about what she had done in class that day, and something about the next person that says that they deserve $10 an hour for flipping burgers needs to have a serious conversation with someone of economic value.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And immediately, like, her friends are
Okay.
are like, well, they deserve more than what they're making, or I deserve more for working
Yeah.
at McDonald's. And like, there was, in about 45 minutes time, there was about 30 some comments.
Oh, I bet.
And she only made like 4 or 5 of them, but they were like decent chunk paragraphs.
So okay.
Right.
Just so we're on the same page. This
Page.
person.
Same page.
Every time I say something just slightly wrong, you call me out for it.
That's because you
Yeah,
yell
she
at
never
me,
mishears
so
those, does she?
Yeah, I have a right to. Go on.
Okay, so this person posts something about if you want to raise the minimum wage to $10 or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, and then everybody's like,
We
Well,
deserve it
but we
because
deserve
we
it.
just flip burgers.
okay,
My comment was, and it didn't like follow through or flow with any of the other previous comments.
Shocking.
yeah, I was gonna say.
I didn't
It's
decide.
not like you totally break the mold every second.
I didn't decide to like pick someone out. I'm like, I agree with you, and
Only
this is why.
shooting stars break the mold.
Thank you. My comment was,
Wes, you're an all-star.
shut
Hey
up.
now.
Somebody must do it.
Fuck.
Flipping burgers and delivering pizzas was originally meant for high school kids to learn about how the world works and get real world experience
That's pretty
in high
accurate.
school.
Yeah.
All right.
It was not only that, but something for them to do after school.
Yeah.
Because you can easily deliver pizzas for like 4 or 5 hours, go home, do your homework, go to school, go back to work, and carry
Thanks,
through.
Mom.
Also, during that time, like, minimum wage was a good amount for
Yeah.
the time. Like,
Yeah, it was.
Well,
yeah.
no, minimum wage is a good amount for that type of. $7.25 an hour is a hell of an amount for the original intent. For a high school junior or
Yeah.
senior
Yeah.
to just drive to school, drive to work, deliver pizzas, flip burgers, go home, go to school, go to work. $7.25 an hour is enough.
It was for me when I started out. I was,
yeah, for
I was like,
ju-
God damn,
for-
I'm getting money. I never
for
had an
high
allowance.
schoolers,
So.
yeah, that's totally acceptable.
Not only that, but you're learning how to talk to people.
Yeah.
You're learning how to get yourself delivering pizzas. You're learning how to navigate roads on your own.
Yeah.
You're learning how to get yourself out of situations in the event someone tries to steal your pizzas.
Yep.
Or tries to steal your tip.
Or tries to rob the store.
Or your pizzas and your tip.
Come back
Yeah.
here with my
And your tip
pizzas.
and your tip pizzas. What?
Tip pizzas.
Tip,
I got
yeah,
tip pizza once.
Tit pizza.
You want to talk about it?
No, I really did. Some guy was like, "You want some pizza?" Yeah.
That's not entirely.
He tipped
it.
me
I
in
forgot
pizza.
what the last half of that was.
Oh, okay.
But it was very poignant.
Did you
Yeah.
catch on now?
Yeah, I got it.
Now society expects us to have the latest in technologies or the fanciest car, and everyone demands more because of it.
And it's not just wanting it, it's the fact that you
Right.
think about the new stuff coming out. If you have to update your old stuff, they don't work on the old stuff anymore. So it says you got to go out and buy the expensive stuff because now we're not letting the old stuff work anymore.
That's you just made that entire point. You said if you want to.
Yeah.
You don't absolutely have to.
Mm.
My laptop that I bought from school, that's now over 8 years old,
Yeah.
has the same OS that's 6 or 8 years old
Yeah.
Yep.
from when I graduated.
Mhm.
And I bought this one at the beginning of this year because I needed a new laptop.
Yeah.
I only bought it because I needed it. I didn't buy it because I wanted it.
Yeah, that's why I'm waiting for mine. I'm waiting until I can definitely afford it. I can wait. I mean, it's not perfect, but
So
I'm going to wait until it's an absolute
which leads
necessity.
into this. If people just learn to live with what they need and not what they want,
Yeah.
I don't think there'd be there would be any bit of a problem like there is.
Yeah.
My grandpa tells me stories of when he was my age, and he only made 75 cents an hour, and he drove 100 miles one way to work every day.
And I think 75 cents
Uphill
was a good amount
in
back
the
then.
snow.
That's like, sounds really good amount.
But he only bought what he needed for work and what he needed to live. That was it.
That's because
he was fully content then. He's still fully content with it now.
But that's also because our grandparents grew up during the Great Depression, where they were taught you only get what is needed, and even then, you can't always get it.
Yeah, they're not perfectly equatable.
They had one pair of shoes per year. They had 2 outfits per year.
Here's the problem. You know how it's always like,
Always.
it's always like, well, you see, it's always like, I've turned into Bubs there for a second. I don't know why.
You did.
New home
Fish
stuff.
Islands.
Fish
Fuck
Islands.
yeah.
That was amazing.
It was very good.
Don't
go on.
We're doing good. Keep going.
Keep going.
You know how it's always like that the parents are like, I don't know why these kids are always slacking. When I was their age,
Yeah.
I was perfectly fine. The problem is that, like, there's more inflation, and there's a lot, like, just everything requires a lot more money than it did beforehand.
And here's another
You
thing.
have to equate that to now rather than then. So,
But
despite your
at
point
the same
having
time,
merit,
an elementary school kid does not need an iPhone 6.
No, they don't.
A high school senior that's only delivering
Doing a
pizzas
joke on
does
that.
not need a brand new Cadillac Escalade to deliver those pizzas in. That's what my point was.
Okay,
but-
There is just because the world says you have to have it doesn't mean you absolutely need it.
okay,
Yeah,
the world is
I
telling you
wasn't
have
sure.
to have
I
it.
wasn't sure if that's the point you were making.
And
or
this
not.
is another point that people have to realize. Let's say around here we do raise the minimum wage. Everything else is going to go up.
yeah,
Because
that's
minimum
the
wage,
that is
minimum
the
wage
problem.
goes up, everything else goes up.
Not-
Problem is not solved.
Not only is everything else going to go
But
up,
how will everything go up? Will it go up more than, like,
It'll probably balance out to like
Economics.
will it be
GroupCast.
even? Will it be greater? Or will it be less?
if our minimum wage right now is $7.25,
Yeah.
it goes up to the $10 that we're hoping for. Everything else could raise that additional $3.
Yeah, but it could also probably go. It could also go up $2. It could also
Yeah.
go up $4.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm
That's
just
the other
saying.
thing that we
I'm
gotta
just
know.
saying if
Where
it,
is it
sta-
gonna
if
fall
it
in
stays
line?
Not
perfectly
only that,
balanced.
Not only that, but small family-owned mom and pop shops are
Yeah.
going to go out of business
Patch apps.
If-
because
yeah.
they don't have.
No, they're not all going to disappear though.
No.
Well, I'm not
say
saying
that, like,
I'm not saying
you
they're gonna pack up like the Baltimore Colts did and move to Indianapolis and just disappear in the middle of the night. But over time, everyone's gonna be like, I make $3 more than I used to last year. Walmart has everything for much cheaper than Grandma and Grandpa do
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they have to make a living because that's what they do. They're the only ones of their kind. There are 6 Walmarts within a mile of each other.
Yeah.
You have 6 different opportunities to buy it as opposed to
There are
just
literally
this or you
6
shit out of
Walmarts
it.
in that one spot.
It's
stack.
That's what I'm saying.
Eventually, we're going to become the United States of Walmart
Yeah.
We already
And-
are.
A week prior to this, I had
and Target.
They cannot be destroyed.
You know, that's actually probably more valid than you intended it to be.
Yeah, that's why.
I don't know what's stopping mom and pop shops from disappearing now. As is.
Yeah.
It's still the same thing. It's why go to this store where I spend $5 on one thing where I
Yeah.
can go to Walmart and it's 2 for $3 or something like that.
But a lot of people also just outright hate Walmart and won't go there.
Yeah.
That's because of how they treat
The
their
thing that
workers
people
and the
don't seem
people
to
who make the stuff
realize-
for them are treated
Right,
The
terribly.
thing that people
and,
don't seem to realize is that Walmart and Target are about the same thing, just Target has sexy moms.
and Target fucking stole from
That's
everyone,
very
and then you
valid.
had to get all new bank
That
That
cards.
is a
fine.
very valid point.
Yeah,
That's
Target
anything
Target
I have
stole
to say
from
about
people.
this whole topic.
Yeah,
Was
Target's like the Walmart for more attractive people. I
Yeah.
think.
Last
You
weekend.
don't see overalls in a Target.
you don't see people with asses on their backs.
Yeah, exactly.
Last weekend,
Look at that lady. She's got back ass.
She's got that
Back that ass up.
last weekend I participated in a conversation that was similar to this, except it wasn't economics. It was
It was economics.
Physics.
no,
economics.
it was just how people. It was started with. How about that Ray Rice guy, huh? That was some shit. And then
okay.
it was Adrian Peterson's a dick because he beat his kid.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of laid out some old school, like,
Here we go.
You do that a lot.
Yeah.
Here we go.
old school country gospel down.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Where
Everybody strap in. Here we go. We're going down curve. We're going down incline.
I was spanked as a child.
I was too.
I was.
Yeah,
Because-
look how normal you are.
Because I was a terrible kid.
Right.
Yeah.
But now, it's my choice to remain that terrible or not.
Right.
Yeah.
You can beat your kids with a ruler. Or you don't have to.
Yeah.
Well, now they say kids who were beat up, not beat up, who were spanked or whatever when they were younger, leads to people being more violent and people
I
committing more
absolutely
murders.
believe that.
I
Do you?
was spanked
I
as a
do.
kid, and look at me. Have I killed
If-
anyone that
Not
you know
yet.
of?
Well,
They made that point on Law and Order, and it
there
pissed
are
me off.
different, and I this isn't the point that I'm trying to make, but since we're on it, there are two different types of people that spank their kids. There are kids that spank their kids out of pure anger,
Kids that spank their kids.
or people that
babies
spank,
having babies.
there are people that spank their
I'll
kids.
spank myself, Mom. It's okay.
There are people
I
that
got
spank
this.
their kids out of pure anger,
Yeah.
or there are people that spank their kids, such as my family, to raise them. It's like the analogy that I presented was like sticking your finger in an electrical outlet.
You want to try that again, Chief?
You sounded like you stuck your finger in an electrical outlet.
Yeah.
Hey.
Out loud.
Now, if you stick your finger in an outlet, what's going to happen? You're going to get shocked. If you keep doing it, you're going to keep getting shocked. Eventually, you're going to be like, "That's not a good idea because
Teacher,
it
I have a
hurts."
question.
Go ahead.
How could you fit your finger in an electrical socket?
Shut up. You know what I mean. You
you have a
stick
fi-
a fork in it. All right.
Or if you have a fingernail.
I don't care. You know what? I'm being.
I know. I'm just proud of myself for saying that.
I think Wes could barely
For
fit his finger in
punishment,
a
I think
toaster.
for punishment, it's an absolutely good idea because I learned if I act up, I'm going to get spanked, and I don't want that to happen. So I was a good kid.
Exactly.
Well,
You
see,
could replace that with anything.
here is my philosophy.
Go
Take
ahead.
it
With
how,
what?
how you will.
Let's replace getting spanked with backing your kid over with a car. It's the exact fucking same argument, isn't it?
No, it's not.
It's. I mean, it,
Well,
You're not murdering
everyone,
You're not.
Everyone knows that running over your own kid.
You're
is
not
terrible.
murdering your kid when you spank
right.
them,
Of course not.
and it's not like you hit him with a fucking wrought iron,
Yeah.
iron pan.
There's
But
a
that's
line.
the exact same argument people who
No,
would
it's
do
not.
that would say.
No, it's not.
It absolutely is.
No, because one's murder and one's spanking your kid.
We're delving into dangerous territory
We
here.
might be.
Or,
There's
aren't
a
we?
complete.
None of this.
See,
none of this
why
is the
I'm
point.
staying out of it.
Yeah.
None of this is the point that I wanted to make.
Make your point.
Along the lines, there was argument over, and one of the people kept saying, "Welcome to 2014," and eventually I just had enough of it. And I looked at her
That
and
is the
said,
excuse for everyone.
and I said, "Now it's just
Yeah,
become
that's a dumb excuse.
now it's become a crutch. You have just now use this day and age as a crutch.
It's an excuse, yeah.
That's something.
It's an
what's going
excuse
on.
for why the kids are terrible.
That's something that really annoys me.
It's just 2014. What are you
Yeah.
gonna do?
Let me finish. Let me
Ah!
finish.
Yeah, it's evidence to nothing.
20 years ago, well, 20 years ago, I was 2. But just to make this point, 20 years ago, I did not have a cell phone, obviously. I did not have a TV in my room. I did not sit on the computer all day or play video games all day.
Nope.
I went outside.
Yep.
Our grandpa, take it down a notch.
I'm just saying, that's the difference between kids when we were young and kids now. Because they have all these electronic shits, they just don't care.
No.
And their kids, damn it.
Their
Parents are like, well, we didn't have any of this when we were their age. We might as well just give it to them. Well, you're destroying your child's life because of it.
I got my first cell phone when I was 14, and it was that Nokia that people joke you can drop it from 5 million stories and it wouldn't break. And all I did was take it with me whenever I went out somewhere and needed to call my parents. It sat in my room and collected dust because I did not use it. Ever. I did not send my first text message till I was 18. I never used my phone. I was hardly on the computer.
What's the point?
My point is the kids are always on their stuff.
Yeah.
That's all they do. That's all
my-
they talk
My
about.
one joke come to life.
I'm not saying anything.
Fucking,
I'm taking the day.
fucking
I'm
kids
not,
today
I'm,
with
I'm
their
not,
fire on a stick.
I'm not gonna.
When I was a
get
kid,
into
we had to
it.
hold our fire.
But
I'm doing that's
the
my leading
crutch
joke
the
tonight,
crutch
actually.
being welcome to 2014
I've learned enough from my
is
family.
if
Also 4chan.
listen. This is probably the only
Shut
time.
up!
This is probably
Shut
the
up,
only time I'm
Grandpa's
gonna.
talking.
This is probably the only time I'm gonna be serious
Okay.
about something.
Yes.
If things could progress as they have in 20 years, we have the option of turning things around.
Yeah.
If we applied ourselves and not forced our kids, but if we taught our kids the way that it used to be, we wouldn't have all of this shit. We wouldn't have kids beating the fuck out of each other in public places. We wouldn't have kids
Stabbing each other over Slender Man.
fucking doing that. We wouldn't have kids
Lennon,
purposely
I see that look.
purposely
I'm going to
tripping.
say that
Don't-
what she said is valid.
Okay, what?
I'm going to say what you're saying is not.
Such as
I'm pretty sure we had things like people
Well, all right,
beating
all right.
each other way before all this. We had most of these things
Yeah, but-
way before
yeah.
all this technology.
we wouldn't
Gotcha.
have kids purposely throwing themselves on the floor of grocery stores, busting open 2 gallons of milk just because it's fucking funny.
That's dumb as shit.
That
You're
is
right.
fucking retarded.
Yeah.
That's dumb.
Yeah, technology has destroyed us as a civilization because of that.
I have to say yes.
Because
I have to say yes
That's
and no.
the straw. That's the straw for you. Really?
That's what he just said.
That is, isn't it?
Yeah.
It honest to God is.
No, but
Because
I
if
can
it
agree
wasn't,
with it.
if it wasn't for YouTube and all this other shit, and kids just being like, oh yeah, this is funny, fucking busting $10 worth of milk on the floor, or this is funny, fucking stabbing your best friend because of a stupid creepypasta, or any of the other shit. My aunt and uncle, and I go on about my 12-year-old cousin.
Yeah, that kid's retarded.
They encourage it.
Yeah.
They shouldn't be encouraging it.
Honey, take this knife to
Absolutely.
school tomorrow and scab
He
your best friend.
he goes around, and this is why I don't go and hang out with my extended family anymore,
Right.
in a collective, because every time I'm there, my cousin knows that I do a podcast. My cousin knows that I'm on YouTube.
Yeah.
He comes and he knows that I play Minecraft. He's like, oh yeah, you see that new thing of Minecraft? Yeah, this is Minecraft, and I got my own YouTube channel, and I got like 300 followers in the past 2 days. He doesn't have shit.
No,
he
he
doesn't
doesn't
have
have
anything.
Yeah.
And he just sits there and he goes on, and my
That's called a punk twat kid.
I know. And if it wasn't for whatever happened in the past 20 years, other than technological expanse, this wouldn't be a problem. I would be okay.
I'm going to say one
Go ahead.
thing.
Do it.
And this is all I'm going to say about this. The people who are the loudest are the ones that get heard the most.
Yep.
Hello.
And that's
Now,
all I'm going to
Wes.
say.
Yeah.
Ooh,
That's all I'm going to say.
that's pretty cool. That's a pretty
Yeah.
cool point. You're a fool. You're a fool. You see, you present this as if before this 20 years, shit like this didn't happen.
Well, not to as great of an extent. I
don't know about that.
I will agree with you.
You guys hear that creaking
I
sound?
don't think so.
You hear that creaking sound? The sound of a can of worms being opened.
I was just saying, what? The clock?
Hey,
I want
to revert when we talked about your brother.
Yeah.
What's said on the podcast, it doesn't mean shit off the podcast.
It's true. All
Yep.
right.
Alright,
I do.
That was the sound of Lennon and West fist
That was the
bump.
sound
I want
of
to
fist
read
bump.
this because
Okay.
I'm getting
this
Do you
happened.
think somebody ever killed anybody for Jason Voorhees?
Yes. Well, Columbine.
I don't know. Maybe
See,
it's entirely possible.
Columbine's
But
a
it's
flower.
but also think about this. I mean,
Well, it is.
no, it is. But think about this. In 1999,
All those poor flowers got
no one,
shot.
hardly
I'm sorry.
anyone, in 1999, internet was really just starting to come out. So, not every home had a computer. Hardly anyone had cell phones.
Uh-huh.
All there was TV and music. So then, Columbine, 2 kids go out and shoot up the school. It was blamed on the music. Music's got to be the problem. It's all Manson.
TV used to be the problem too.
It did.
Still think it is?
Some shows, yes.
Yeah, that's a
TV
shitty fucking example. isn't
TV's
it?
gotten really
Have you seen how
fucking stupid.
No, but I
Well.
mean, here's the thing. You think back to
Well.
what we watched
Stupid.
20 years...
Stupid is relative, correct,
And relative.
and
Yeah.
really wide.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
point
in that
I want to make
definition.
that was about... I mean, obviously...
All right.
I'm making a
Okay,
point.
I'm
Shut
sorry.
the fuck up.
Go ahead.
So, every generation, our clothing styles change. And every generation before that's like, well, that's fucking stupid. Why would you dress like that? It's like, you think back to ours, but it's like, no matter how they dressed, people were covered. And you think back, and you think to the shows that are on today,
Yeah.
Yeah.
on Nickelodeon, you would not believe what the kids are wearing on TV.
Yeah.
Well,
And then the kids come to school and they're like, why can't we wear this? And their shorts up to here where the pockets are hanging out.
Yeah, and that's
Mini
stupid.
skirts. There's that annoying, whatever her face is that looks like a 12-year-old, that Ariana, whatever the hell she is, on Nickelodeon. Not only is it the way she dresses, but it's how she acts. She's like, what?
Yeah.
That's literally how she talks. and
Hey, the kid.
and it's just, I feel like it just brings a...
Sorry.
I know our parents argued what we watched was dumb, but
Yeah.
what I bring to it is like, shows I watched never taught me to dress slutty, and never taught me to act fucking retarded.
I want
Rocco's Modern Life versus...
that taught you to dress rad.
No, I'm just saying.
Rocco versus the show I was just trying to
fucking,
explain whatever it is.
iCarly.
Yeah, iCarly. Well, not
That's
even
the
iCarly.
difference.
Not even
Apples and
iCarly.
oranges.
I know, but
Yeah.
that's the dramatic change that we've had in the past
But
10
it's
years.
but it's still the only point I'm making is just teaching kids like, okay, I can dress however I want. No one's gonna yell at me
Rocco's
for it.
Modern Life had Rocco working at a sex line.
Yeah,
He did work
we've
at a
gone
sex
from
line.
we've gone from it's
Grandpa on Hey
stupid.
Arnold, his head was a penis.
We've gone from
He had
it's
chin balls.
stupid.
I
He had
don't
chin
think it was on
balls.
purpose,
Yeah.
though.
We've gone from it's stupid and we know it's stupid because it's a cartoon
Yeah.
to it's stupid.
And this is
They're
how I'm
real
supposed
people.
to be.
We can do that too.
Yeah, it went from
Well,
now
most
that
people
now
on
it's
television
more.
shows, especially dumb shit Disney, Nickelodeon, whatever, it's heavy stereotypes on certain things. For
But
every
then he did
character
make
in shows like
a
that.
point though. There were more cartoons on when we were younger. Now
Yeah.
it's more real life shows where it's actual
Yeah,
people.
that's pretty cool.
So
that's
it
that's
does-
a decently valid point.
So
I
it
think.
does teach kids like this is how people in Hollywood or famous people act. So
Yeah.
I can get away with it too. And now
Right.
we have an argument that everyone should be able to wear whatever they want to school. Girls should be able to wear fucking hardly any shirt, like a halter top and like mini skirt.
Yeah.
It's not a matter of well, the boys can't see that kind of stuff. That's not the place where you need to dress like that. You're in school learning.
And
Who the hell are you trying to impress?
Yeah, and people don't realize
that's
that.
the point.
That's the thing. Yeah.
And that's my point.
No, that's very accurate.
Girls do not need to wear that stuff, and then they try to make the argument where guys never get in trouble. There were plenty of times where guys in our school got in trouble for wearing muscle shirts or real short shorts or the stuff on their shirt. And
Or
people
like
try to say, girls
Absolutely.
get in trouble all the time, guys never get in trouble. It's like, no, that's not
My
true.
junior year of high school, my junior year of high school, all the jock guys banded together because they're like, well, I don't know what direction that they were going in.
Left.
Probably.
They were going green.
It was, I believe it was something along the lines of, well, all the girls get in trouble for short shorts. Let's see if we can.
Yeah.
So they all wore short shorts, like all the jock
Short
guys. It was like,
They wore short shorts.
It was quite a bit of very thick men
Yeah.
wearing very tiny shorts.
Yeah.
Like
And,
bicycle shorts.
Phrasing.
Yeah, how'd that
And what happened?
Phrasing.
um,
You said thick.
like Robin.
He's a cunt.
He is.
they all got corralled into the auditorium, and they're like, look, no. And it was just them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're like, just no. We're calling all your parents, and they're bringing you actual pants.
Yeah.
This is no longer happening ever again.
Good for them.
Yeah.
That's how it should have been.
I wrote this down in my phone as I was thinking of my original economics thing earlier this week.
I would like to go back to the TV thing first.
Go ahead.
Okay.
By
I have a
saying,
comment also.
I
Go
think it's so sad that all of us have started saying things like, when I was a kid.
I know, and I say when I'm teaching and I say
I
that, I'm
hate
like,
that.
Jesus fuck, these kids are like maybe 10 years younger than me, and I'm saying when I was a kid.
I hate that.
The kids in my field experience are 2 years younger than me, and that by itself is weird.
Yeah.
imagine
I
so,
taught
yeah.
kids like 5 years younger than me, and I'm like, this doesn't feel Can I just say, crawled into a dark corner.
I love Stacy so much.
Oh, okay.
No.
I was telling her that
You're only dating.
this podcast
This
this podcast almost
Let's
went
do
into
the next
dangerous
one.
territory. I said this podcast almost went into dangerous territory. She's like, and I told her what we were talking about, and she's like, oh, good. I thought you were talking about that one time when you skateboarded into a minefield.
That's great.
Oh,
So the thing I wrote down, it was the middle of the night. I couldn't sleep because I was thinking of.
you can't tell me what to do.
I was thinking of a combination of the economics thing and the Comedy Zone tonight.
Okay.
And what I wrote down was, and you're just gonna have to bear with me through some parts. This first part I do like. Sometimes God just fucks up your order, and you gotta chow down on that shitty shame sandwich.
Okay. Shitty shame sandwich.
It's Shawshank Redemption.
That's gonna be the new shitty chitty bang bang.
I completely understand because I've had some shit stuff happen. Like I don't want to mention it. I don't want to mention it on here.
Yeah, I know
what happened. What happened a few weeks ago? Like it was there. All of a sudden, it's not. That was
also the time we tried to get you laid.
That too. That was a bunch of shit.
That was a bunch of shit.
But
it was
I sat
funny.
there.
It was funny shit.
And I just ate that shitty shame.
Shitty
sandwich.
shame sandwich.
Shitty bang bang.
Yeah.
Shitty.
I don't know where this came from. I put up with some stuff that they don't even have names for in civil society.
Okay.
Look. Like that.
What African language was that?
That was the
Yes.
Oh, yeah?
I have,
fuck.
and another part of my economics thing was if you really wanted to make more money, go do something that actually makes more. Like I know welding is a big thing. I have a friend that's a welder, and he has his own shop. He runs it by himself.
Yeah.
He has a minimum working, not allowance, but minimum working pay of $60 an hour. If you want to make money and almost not do anything,
You're right.
go to a trade school, do something like that.
Or go Fund yourself. Go fund me.
yourself.
Go fund
Go
yourself.
fund yourself.
Go
Let's
fund
get
yourself.
right on that.
I can
Make
see
that
what's a
website.
site.
I have no sympathy for people who squander their gifts. It's sickening. It's worse than sickening. It's
I just like the word squander.
It's unpatriotic.
Oh, it's under
Exemplify.
construction.
Aww.
Oh.
Exemplify.
Get a goal, get a plan, and get up off your ass.
Yeah,
However-
If you're
well,
willing to
okay.
do the work,
Dance till you feel better.
you can. If you're willing to do the work, you can have anything that you want.
It's totally
Yes.
true.
However,
And this-
You
remember a
also,
big
have,
part
you
of that
also
is
have to be willing to spend the money to make it.
exactly
to
because
This
the big
was-
part is money talks.
This was one of them weird.
Like that.
This was
My
one of them
God.
weird. It's 1 a.m. I can't sleep. I just need to get it off my head.
Get it off my ass.
If you're willing to do
Oh.
the
God, it
work,
hurts.
What did I sit in?
if you're willing to do the work, you can have anything that you want.
Sat on a homeless person.
That's what makes the United States great. When it
Meatloaf.
started,
Thanks,
America-
Bill Clinton.
America was just a handful of scrawny colonies. Now it's the most
With
buffed up,
stuff on their
pumped
ass.
up country on the planet, and that's pretty rad.
It is.
Well said.
USA, USA.
Do a set.
Oh,
So there's that.
I have one more thing to talk about. before
Go
we wrap
ahead.
up. I feel like we should wrap up.
can we
We
make
are.
it the last thing? I'm starving. I just wanna
It's
eat.
not about you.
I'm making
Can we
it
go
about
to
me.
Farkham?
All I need to do is fucking kick the table. Not going to, because I have,
Standards.
standards.
Okay.
That's not even the word I wanted.
If you've gotten through the shitstorm so far, first of all, congratulations. Second of all, I really, 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 really want to get this point out here.
Do it.
So,
Do you want the mic?
what?
No.
Do you want the
No.
mic?
The mic will
That's-
stay exactly where the fuck
Don't
it
tell
is.
me how to move my
can't
equipment.
tell
Don't tell me how to
what
mic.
to do.
I can do what I want as long as I'm willing.
As long
to
as you're
work.
willing to do the work.
Yeah.
All right, Captain High Horse, calm down.
Continue, Casey.
Okay,
Captain High Horse, away!
Captain High Whore?
Yes.
so Jesus, Erica.
Captain Eyesore.
Captain what?
He just wears the
damn.
brightest colors possible.
Oh, God.
He's got a really
Even
ugly
the golfer
face.
is going, oh my god.
So it's Tiny Tim? Go on.
Okay, so my cousin showed me this, and she lives in Philadelphia, which is where this thing is going to happen.
Philadelphia.
No one cares. Go ahead.
This is a thing on Indiegogo called that's being trying to be funded. It's called Imaginasium. I posted this on group
Oh,
chat.
I didn't see that.
This is the coolest shit ever, and I want it to happen. So what it is, it's like a regular gym that you'd go to, like where you go to a gym, you go to work out, and it's got all these different machines where you can work different parts of your body. And the Imaginasium that they're thinking of creating is the same thing, except it's any type of art or music you can think of just in one place. So let's say you're doing a watercolor, like there's a station where there's watercolor or like acrylic and stuff like that, and then all of a sudden you're like, I'm gonna try out the violin. You just put that down, go to a violin and see.
That's pretty cool.
I don't know if I'm good at
Interesting.
this, but I want to see if I can do it.
Yeah.
I felt like
Huh.
that's where it was going, but instead of like physical things like that, I imagined like a gym that like there's different things that
They're
you can work
lifting
out.
violins.
No, there's different machines that work different parts of your bodies. You just like go to different machines with helmets, and you put the helmet on, and it like just stimulates
You just
like
start-
a singular
You
part
just
of your
start
brain.
thinking about stuff.
And like in the back corner, there's like an old Cerebro from X-Men. It's like we don't use that anymore. The last guy that used that like heard everyone's thoughts, and his head just fucking exploded.
But yeah, I think that's a really cool concept, and it's
That machine's out of order.
it's in Philadelphia. Well, it's gonna be in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
They have 50 days left, and they have funded a total of $32.
Wow.
Ugh.
30 of those $32 were me. So
Wow.
get on that internet, please. I want this to be a thing. They said that if this gets started and they make a decent living off of it, they'll make other ones other places. So in the
Okay.
future, it could be worth your time.
I feel like they could have started in a better place than Philadelphia, but I like the concept.
That's just where they live.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is a really good idea, and
Oh, yeah.
I'd love for it to become a thing. So, I implore people to try and see if they find it in the goodness of their hearts to somehow get these people to reach $20,000 in 50 days.
I have a feeling their marketing is terrible.
Yes. I mean, it is on Indiegogo, which is not always the best thing to do because websites like those are always like, they're either like really good ideas that deserve some funding, or I'm lazy, help me do this thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, isn't that what Kickstarter really is?
Not quite.
Sometimes, but not always.
Yeah. Not as much, I think.
Yeah. Like
I think Kickstarter has a better track record.
Yeah.
Like
of getting successful
Rooster
things out.
Teeth's movie.
Mhm.
Like they did that on whatever website
They did it on...
It doesn't matter, but they did it on a funding website, and that was worth their time because we know they're going to deliver
Oh,
for
that
it.
was worth their time greatly.
Yeah.
They did, what, over $2 million or something?
That's insane.
Yeah.
That's insane.
But yeah, so, Imaginasium.
Laser Team.
I think it's a great idea. That also is a good idea. I'm curious to see how that would turn out.
I know, right? I think it's going to be really cool.
Cool.
I think it's going to be really cool.
All right, that's it.
Say goodnight,
Yeah.
everybody.
Say goodnight, everybody.
Good
Yeah,
night.
you
Good night,
know it.
everybody.
Give me that apple.
Yeah,
I just want to give you a hug, Dave. I'm so sorry.
no
No, it's fine.
reason.
He's got an apple. It makes him happy.
I have an apple,
No.
and I've dealt with
And
situations
they have
like
an
this
apple,
before.
and they have an apple.
My family is split up between Democrats and Republicans.
And apples.
Now you decide to talk.
It's because he didn't want to
Well,
during the shitstorm.
I know out of
Did you turn it off?
experience,
No.
when this happens, just sort of pull back, watch the chaos ensue, and then,
There's some
back.
very good logic.
come back when everything's a little bit...
I'm going to give you a hug when I'm done.
On the DL.
I'm going to give you a hug on the
On
D.
the-
Bitch.
On the D.
Yeah.
On the D.
On the D.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.
Good